There's so many different uses and purposes for all different medicine, for all different plants. Sometimes medicine, sometimes food, of course, utility. Plants can serve all kinds of different roles. And to have a good understanding of all of those roles gives you the ability to accomplish a better life here. So one of the cool things about bloodroot is its ability to prevent, it works with your mouth. So it's really good for oral hygiene. If you go into health food stores, you could usually see sometimes active ingredients for different kind of high quality toothpastes is going to be bloodroot. You'll see Sanguinaria canadensis. So that's a really good sign that you're buying a really high quality toothpaste. Somebody's doing their research. That plant is really effective at lowering the plaque development. And so for plaque, you know, is kind of what makes plaque dangerous and destructive is that it's incredibly full of bacteria. And of course, carbohydrates and sugars elicit a much larger plaque response than other types of foods. And so that's one of the feedbacks that you'll be able to read about if you read about low carbohydrate sort of diets, not having a lot of sugar, is that it takes forever for plaque to build up on your teeth. And so then there's just naturally far less bacteria inside of your mouth. So that's a really good place to be. But using bloodroot as like a wash is going to be able to sort of, regardless of, well, I hate saying that, but regardless of sugar consumption or simple carbohydrate consumption, your plaque development is going to be super slow. It's going to take forever. And and so what do you do with this one is you can make just a mouthwash. And I did this. Just remembering this now. We were living in Rabbit Island and Wikwemkon, and I decided I'm going to test this out. So I got some bloodroot leaves, quite a few. Made just a tea that whoa, every freaky bug. I made a tea that I just used as a mouthwash. More spring peepers. That was a baby wood frog. Where'd he go? Probably won't even see with this GoPro. Doesn't do up close so good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in Rabbit Island, I made a mouthwash, and then I was gargling with that water all week. It's also really good for cankers. I didn't have a canker this time, but I was just using that mouthwash a couple times a day. And but I ate just sugar all week. I actually felt real bad, like in my gut. But I just ate lots of sugar, real high, like starchy foods. It was actually pretty glorious. But I was trying to, you know, make those fuzzy slippers, and I didn't brush my teeth for that whole week because I wanted to test. Throughout this whole journey, learning and understanding medicine, I always want to be able to utilize self-experimentation. Here's the bloodroot, a beautiful little thing. Yeah, so I didn't brush my teeth all week, ate a whole bunch of sugar, and at the end of the week I was freaking out because I had no plaque at all. It was just, everything was just normal. So it was really fun for me to be able to do that and to be able to have experience with the effectiveness of it. If you're a company though, you always have to remember, if you're a company, you're biased to something. You're biased to income. You have to be making the most amount of money for the least amount of work. And so obviously harvesting a natural product like skujivik, it costs a lot. And so you don't want to use too much. So when they make those products, when they make those mouthwashes, they're so cheap. You could tell there's hardly anything in here. Probably just enough to so that you can feel something. That's probably what it is. And to not be using enough to achieve therapy. That's the goal. And so when you do things on your own, you're generally capable of something way better than what you would purchase. With this one though, I'm just walking through tons of poison ivy. With the bloodroot, you have to be just a little bit careful, because the active components that work with your mouth and with lowering the plaque response is two alkaloids called sanguinarine and chlorethrine. And those technically are arterial sedatives, and if you have too much, they can stop your heart. So it gets a little bit freaky. Obviously, you're going to have a considerable amount before anything like this is happening, especially if you're just using the leaves. One of the reasons why I encourage this too is or the use of that plant is because you're using the leaves, and there's not the alkaloid content in the leaves is far less than the root. But also when you go to this plant and you're picking a couple of the leaves here and there, just making a mouthwash here and there, you know, you're not drinking it either. There's some absorption happening in your mouth just from the gargle, but not enough. Anyway, the bloodroot. Oh, look at all these May apples. So much bugs. The bloodroot is when you're picking the leaves like that to make your mouthwash, you're not picking the root, and so this plant will still come back year after year. So you're not harming the population of this plant at all. But in fact, you're going to be helping it, because you're going to be stressing this plant out, and the plant's going to be like, hey, somebody keeps taking my leaves every year. What the heck's going on? And it doesn't like that, so it's going to want to leave. So it'll make real nice flowers the next year. It always makes real nice flowers anyway, but it'll make the flowers will last a little bit longer, and it'll make more seeds because it wants to leave. That's a plant's way of taking off. Look at this though, before I leave. This is my favorite maidenhair fern. It's one of the most beautiful ferns. It's just super cool. I don't know any uses of it other than just looking at it and saying, whoa. But yeah, that bloodroot wash is pretty good stuff. And you know, if you are cautious, you could purchase some. You know, the best product that I think that I've seen is it's like a tincture, and bloodroot is an ingredient. There's multiple different things. That's really neat the way this company, I forget what it's called, but they took all these different mouth care medicines from all over the world, like neem and bloodroot and all these different medicines, and mixed them all together to make this medicine you can sort of squirt inside of what are those things? Those water flossers, water picks. You could put that in the water reservoir for your water pick, and then use that. That way is very, very effective. I really like that one. They're common products. Well, I'm definitely not on a trail no more. Oh, I wish there was more wind. There's so much mosquitoes. You guys are probably going to be getting itchy just watching. Woohoo! There's the real nice little river. You know, this is actually a really nice river, considering it's like right in Peterborough. I don't know, it's super beautiful. Still going. even though it's pretty late in the year. I wonder if I could find cutleaf toothworm. Oh man, there's so much mosquitoes. Oh, look at this. We have some neppin. Some wild Canadian ginger. Nice. I wonder if it's got any. All those seed pods are going to be gone. I haven't found this on this side of town yet. Maybe this is from somebody seeding. No seed pods. Already done. This comes up so early. This is the one, Nimepin. This is wild Canadian ginger. We use it a lot in cooking, of course, for the ginger taste. But there's more. Where did I see those ones? You guys can't see it. I'm just slapping my glasses will be all bent when I get home. I'll be all a big ball of what do you call it? Histamine. Oh, this is so bad. So Nimepin,